Jai Hind, dear students of class 11th Geography Optional. Welcome in Geography class. And today we'll discuss about the peninsular rivers. We have started the topic already. We have discussed about some of the peninsular rivers. Today we are going to discuss the major peninsular rivers, which is the Godavari. So from Godavari we will discuss. We'll discuss that the peninsular drainage, as we know that as compared to the Himalayan drainage, is old, but rivers are not so large. So the first system we are going to discuss today, already discussed about the Mahanadi, already discussed about the Narmada, we have discussed about the Mahanadi. Today we are going to discuss from Godavari. Godavari is the largest peninsular river system. It is also called as Dakshin Ganga. Do you know why? Because of the area or length it covers, it is having the largest basin in peninsular India, rightly called दक्षिण गंगा. भारत में 4 जगह कुंभ का मेला लगता है. हरिद्वार गंगा के किनारे, उज्जैन शिप्रा नदी के किनारे, नासिक गोदावरी के किनारे और प्रयागराज गंगा यमुना के कॉन्फ्लुएंस या संगम. 4 कुंभ लगते हैं ना. तो होली रिवर है ये. इसको साउथ का गंगा यानी दक्षिण गंगा भी बोलते हैं. Why? Because of its length and the area it covers, it means the basin. It rises in Nasik district of Maharashtra and discharges its water into the Bay of Bengal. It is also a east flowing river originating from Western Ghat, moving towards the west, towards the east, towards the Bay of Bengal, because the Deccan Plateau slopes gently west to east. Its tributaries run through the states of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh. It is 1465 km long. In roughly you can say 1500 km long. It is the longest peninsular river with a catchment area of about 3.13 lakh square kilometer. Out of that, 49% of its lies in Maharashtra, 20% in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and rest in Andhra Pradesh. The Penganga, the Indravati, Penganga, have you heard the name any time? Okay, it's first time to you. Okay, the Penganga, the Indravati, the Pranahita and the Manjra are the principal tributaries to the Godavari. गोदावरी की मुख्य ट्रिब्यूटरीज में है पेनगंगा, इंद्रावती, प्राणहिता, मांजरा और एक रिवर है वेनगंगा. इसमें दिया नहीं है आपके टेक्स्ट में. द गोदावरी इज सब्जेक्टेड टू हैवी फ्लड इन इट्स लोअर रीचेज ऑफ साउथ ऑफ पोल्लवरम. जहां पे ये डेल्टाइक रीजन बनाती है साउथ में, वहां पे हैवी फ्लड होता है इसमें. और कुछ एक एरिया नेविगेबल भी है, नाव चल सकती है. फर्दर गिवन इट इज नेविगेबल ओनली इन डेल्टाइक स्ट्रेच. तो अभी हम आपको बताया नेविगेशन कहां हो सकता है, केवल डेल्टाइक स्ट्रेच में. द रिवर आफ्टर राजमुंदरी स्प्लिट इनटू सेवरल ब्रांचेस फॉर्मिंग अ लार्ज डेल्टा. राजमुंदरी के बाद ये रिवर बहुत सारे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरीज में बढ़ जाती है. व्हाट इज अ ट्रिब्यूटरी? द ट्रिब्यूटरी व्हिच जॉइंस द मेन रिवर. देयर आर मेनी रिवर्स व्हिच आर कमिंग एंड जॉइनिंग द मेन रिवर आर कॉल्ड ट्रिब्यूटरीज. As they tribute their water to the main river, they increase the volume of in the main river, mostly found in the upper and middle course of river. But at last, where river is going to discharge into the sea or lake, there, due to heavy load of silt, river water is unable to carry all such materials toward the oceanic area. So, deposition of silt started. Because of this, deltas are coming in existence, the triangular landmass. And it's all because of bifurcation of the main river into many branches. एक ही नदी कई मुहानों में बढ़ जाती है, तो बीच का जो ट्रायंगुलर डिपोजिशन होता है सिल्ट का, उसको हम बोलते हैं डेल्टा, which are good for agriculture. Next is the Krishna river It is second largest east flowing peninsular rivers which rises near Mahabaleshwar in Sahyadri. Western Ghat is known as Sahyadri in Maharashtra. Its length is about 1401 km. Second longest it is. The Koyna, Tungabhadra and Bhima are its major tributaries. Of the catchment area of Krishna, 27% lies in Maharashtra, 44% in Karnataka and 29% in Andhra Pradesh. Next is the Kaveri river. Kaveri rises in Brahmagiri hills about 1341 meter of Kogadu district of Karnataka in Western Ghats. Its length is about 800 km only. It drains an area of about 81,155 square kilometer. So basin is medium, not so large. Since the upper catchment areas receive rainfall during the southwest monsoon season. कर्नाटका में जब बारिश होती है साउथ वेस्ट मानसून सीजन में, रेनी सीजन में, इसमें पानी आता है. एंड द लोअर पार्ट दैट इज इन तमिलनाडु ड्यूरिंग द नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून सीजन इन विंटर. जब नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून सीजन आ गया है विंटर में, इस समय तमिलनाडु कोस्ट पे बारिश होती है. सो दिस इज द ओनली रिवर व्हिच रिसीव रेनफॉल इन साउथ इंडिया और पेनिनसुलर इंडिया बाय बोथ द एडवांसिंग मानसून एंड रिट्रीटिंग मानसून. क्लियर? About 3% of Kaveri basin falls in Kerala, 41% in Karnataka and 56% in Tamil Nadu. Its important tributaries are Kavini, Bhavani and Amravati. The Narmada originates on the western flank of the Amarkantak plateau at the height of about 1057 meters. Narmada flows in a rift valley between the Vindhyan and Satpura range. It forms picturesque gorge in marble rocks and धुआंधार waterfall near जबलपुर in मध्य प्रदेश. बहुत खूबसूरत पूरा मार्बल रॉक है, उसके ऊपर से नर्मदा बहुत तेजी से नीचे गिरती है because of rapids, and here it is forming a beautiful waterfall and running over the marble rocks. Really it is a nice and picturesque location to see. After flowing a distance of about 1312 km, it meets the Arabian Sea. It is the major west flowing river originating in central highland from Amarkantak, as we have discussed. Where from it is originating? Amarkantak. After flowing a distance of about 1312 km, it discharges its water in the Arabian Sea. Before discharging its water, the river forms a broad estuary about 27 km long. जब नदियां बिना डिवीजन किए होते, जब नदियों का कोई डिवीजन नहीं होता है, लास्ट में स्लोप अच्छा होता है, सीधे जाके किस में मिल जाती हैं? सी में. तो नर्मदा कोई डेल्टा नहीं बनाती, इसका कोई डिवीजन नहीं होता, सीधे जाके किस में मिलती है? अरेबियन सी में. लेकिन जहां मिलती है वहां इसका मुहाना बहुत चौड़ा हो जाता है. कितना है? 27 किलोमीटर लॉन्ग. इट इज कॉल्ड एस्चुरी, where river water directly drain into the water without bifurcation of the river. Its catchment area is about 98,726 square kilometer, and you know that the Sardar Sarovar project has been constructed on this river in Gujarat, already completed. Next, west flowing river, the major west flowing river. There are numerous west flowing river in the western coastal plain also, but they are so small in size. Only two large rivers are there, and both are originating from central highland. Tapi is the second one, important westward flowing river, originate from Multai in the Betul district of Madhya Pradesh. ये कहां से निकलती है? मुल्ताई. मुल्ताई एक जगह है बेतुल डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ मध्य प्रदेश, and length is very less, only 724 km, and drains an area of about 65,000 square kilometer. Nearly 79% of basin lies in Maharashtra, 15% in Madhya Pradesh, and remaining in Gujarat, that is the 6% around. Luni is the largest river system of Rajasthan west of Aravalli. It originates near Pushkar in two branches. Luni is only large river in desert area, we know that in Rajasthan, but it originates with two branches, namely the Saraswati and Sabarmati, which joins with each other at Govindgarh in Rajasthan, from where the river comes out of the Aravalli and known as Luni. It flows towards the west till Telwara and then takes a southwest direction to join the run of Kutch in Gujarat. The entire river system is ephemeral. Ephemeral means seasonal. लूनी में बारिश का ही पानी आता है क्योंकि ये वहां से ओरिजिनेट करती है जहां पे कोई ग्लेशियर नहीं है, तो ये बारिश का पानी एफेमेरल नेचर है, इसका सीजनल नेचर है. I have just told you just few minutes ago that there are numerous small rivers on the western coastal plain. They move toward the Arabian Sea. Now we are going to discuss about those smaller rivers flowing towards the west. The river flowing towards the Arabian Sea have short courses. Why do they have short courses? Find out the smaller rivers of Gujarat. Let us clear it first. As western coastal plain is a narrow plain, so the length of river is less. And here it is asked, find out the smaller rivers of Gujarat. Sabarmati, Mahi. The Setarangi is one of the river which rises in Dalkhava in Amreli district of Gujarat. The Bhadra originates in Aniyali village in Rajkot district. The Dhandha rises near Gatnagar village in Panchmahal district. Sabarmati and Mahi. These are the two important and famous rivers of Gujarat. दो नदियों को याद रखो, गुजरात की फेमस हैं, दोनों वेस्ट फ्लोइंग हैं. क्या नाम है? साबरमती और माही. इसके अलावा द बैतरना rises from Triambak Hills in Nashik district and elevation of about 670 meter. The Kalindi rises from Belgaum district and fall in Karwar Bay. Belgaum कहाँ है? कर्नाटका. The source of Benzati river lies in Hubli Dharwad region of Karnataka. The Saravati, it is important GK also. The Saravati is another important river in Karnataka flowing towards west. The Saravati originates in Simoga district of Karnataka and drains the catchment area about 2209 square kilometer. But do you know? It is the river Saravati which is making the largest or biggest waterfall of India known as Jog Fall. In Goa, two important rivers which can be mentioned here. They are west flowing, like the Mandavi, and other is Juari. 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 दो नदी हैं, Mandavi and Juari. Kerala has narrow coastline. So the longest river of Kerala is the Bharatpuja, rises from Annamalai hills, also known as Ponnani. Bharatpuja का दूसरा नाम क्या है? Ponnani. Drain about more than 5,000 square kilometer area. Compare its catchment area of that Saravati river of Karnataka. The Periyar is the second largest river of Kerala. Periyar Tiger Reserve भी है. Its catchment area is more than 5,000 square kilometer. And you can see there marginal difference between the catchment area of Bharatpuja and the Periyar. Bharatpuja और Periyar के जो कैचमेंट एरिया है बहुत कम डिफरेंस है. भरतपुजा का है 5397 और पेरियार का है 5243 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर ओनली. Another river of Kerala was mentioning in Pamba river which falls in Vembanad lake. आप कभी मैप ऑफ इंडिया एटलस में अच्छे से देखना, केरला कोस्ट के पास एक बड़ा सा लेगून है जिसको लेक भी बोलते हैं, उसका नाम है वेम्बनाड. Small rivers flowing towards the east. ईस्ट में भी कुछ छोटी नदियां बहती हैं. There are large number of rivers. They are flowing toward the east along their tributaries. Can you name some of the rivers? Of course, you must know, like the Subarnarekha, Baitarni, Brahmani, Bhasmadhara, Pennar, Palar, Baigai, etc. You have to consult atlas and find out the places of these rivers of as well as these are important also, like the Subarna Rekha is known as Subarna Rekha because believed to be that gold is available with the sand of this particular river. Baitarni and Brahmani finally merges with the Mahanadi. They are also of great importance. हिंदू धर्म में बोलते हैं ना, पाप की बैतरणी पाप करोगे तो बैतरणी पार करने में बहुत कठिन होगी, गोदान करोगे तो बैतरणी पार कर जाएंगे, तो बैतरणी एक रिवर है. ओके, एंड वी हैव डिस्कस्ड ऑलरेडी द कंपैरिजन ऑफ Himalayan and the peninsular rivers on the basis of place of origin. We know Himalayan rivers from Himalayan glaciers and peninsular rivers from peninsular plateau and central island. नेचर ऑफ फ्लो में हिमालयन रिवर्स क्या है, पेरेनियल है क्योंकि उनको पानी मिलता है ग्लेशियर से और रेनफॉल से. पेनिनसुलर रिवर सीजनल है, डिपेंडेंट है मानसून पे. और ड्रेनेज पैटर्न खास करके जो नॉर्थ इंडियन रिवर्स हैं जो पेरेनियल हैं, डेंड्रेटिक पैटर्न बनाती हैं, वृक्ष की शाखा की तरह, रिजेंबल्स लाइक अ ब्रांचेस ऑफ अ ट्री. जबकि रेक्टेंगुलर ट्रेलिस, ड्रेनेज पैटर्न, रेडियल पैटर्न आर developed there in peninsula. Nature of flow of the Himalayan river, they are long, they are forming meanders, floodplains, etc. Their basin is large. In comparison to this, peninsular rivers have small basin, fixed courses, well adjusted valleys. We know that the Himalayan rivers have large basins and relatively peninsular rivers have smaller basins. But according to age, Himalayan rivers are young and peninsular rivers are old because the peninsula is the oldest landmass of India. Correct? River regimes. The new topic is here, river regimes. Do you know that the quantity of water flowing in a river channel is not the same throughout the year? अब गंगा में देख लेना, गर्मियों में पानी कम होता है, बारिश में बाढ़ आ जाती है. In which season do you accept the maximum flow in Ganga and Kaveri? Of course, in rainy season. The pattern of flow of water of a river channel over a year is known as its regime. जो पैटर्न होता है पानी के फ्लो करने का एक रिवर में पूरे साल में, उसको हम लोग रिवर रेजिम बोलते हैं. The North Indian rivers originating from Himalayas are perennial as they fed by glaciers, by melting snow and receive rainfall also water during the rainy season. The rivers of South India do not originate from glaciers and they are low pattern maintenance fluctuation. The flow increases considerably during the monsoon days. पेनिनसुलर रिवर्स में फ्लो बढ़ता है रेनी सीजन में और कम होता जाता है ड्राई सीजन में. Thus, the regime of rivers of South India is controlled by rainfall, which also varies from one part to the other part of peninsular region. The discharge of volume of water flowing in a river measured over time. It is measured either in cubic, cubic feet per second और क्यूमैक्स, क्यूबिक मीटर पर सेकेंड. दो यूनिट होता है इसके वाटर फ्लो को मेजर करने के लिए, क्यूसेक, क्यूबिक फीट पर सेकेंड और क्यूमैक्स, cubic meters per second. Ganga has its maximum flow during January to June. January to June. Maximum flow during the January to June. The maximum flow. Sorry, just wait. Ganga has its minimum flow during January to June. Yes, January is a dry month. Until June, there is dry condition over the northern plain. So only melted snow is coming as water. So here Ganga attaining its maximum flow in the month of August or in September. खास करके देखना इसमें बाढ़ कब आती है, अगस्त या सितंबर में. After September there is steady fall in the flow. फिर अक्टूबर नवंबर आते आते पानी का लेवल कम होता जाता है. Thus it has monsoon regime during the rainy season. There are striking differences in the river regimes of eastern and the western part of Ganga basin. The Ganga maintains a seasonable flow in the early part of summer due to snow melt before the monsoon rain begins. गंगा में भरपूर पानी आता रहता है before the rainy season क्योंकि melted snow आता है इसमें. The mean maximum discharge of Ganga at Farakka is about 55,000 cusecs while minimum only 1300 cusecs. What factors are responsible for large variation? Of course, rainfall. रेनी सीजन में इसका फ्लो बढ़ जाता है, मैक्सिमम अटेंड करती है कब, अगस्त और सितंबर में. The two peninsular rivers display interesting differences in their regime compared to Himalayan river. The Narmada has a very long volume of discharge from January to July, but it is suddenly rises in August when maximum flow is attained. जब बारिश ज्यादा होती है तो अगस्त में इसमें पानी बढ़ जाता है. The fall in October is an spectacular as rise in August. The flow of water in Narmada is recorded at Gurudeshwar shows that the maximum flow of the order up to the 2300 cusecs while minimum flow is only 15 cusecs. गंगा से तुलना करो तो कितनी छोटी रिवर है नर्मदा. The Godavari has minimum discharge in May क्योंकि बारिश होता नहीं है तो सबसे कम पानी जो पानी बचा रहता है लास्ट रेनी सीजन का उसी का डिस्चार्ज करती है. एंड द मैक्सिमम अटेन इन जुलाई एंड अगस्त बिकॉज ऑफ रेन्स. आफ्टर अगस्त देयर इज अ शार्प फॉल इन वाटर फ्लो of the volume flow of October and November is higher than any other of the months of January to May. The mean maximum discharge of Godavari is at Polavam 3200 cusecs while mean minimum flow is only 50 cusecs. These figures give an idea about the river regime. Again I am repeating the word river regime. River regime means what is river regime? Now you have to clear the concept. The pattern of flow of water in a river channel over a year is known as its regime. एक साल में कैसे कैसे पानी का लेवल बढ़ता है, कब बढ़ता है, कब घटता है, इसको हम बोलते हैं रिवर regime. Clear? Now, extent of usability of river water. We know that rivers are having lot of importance per year, but unevenly distributed both in time and space. We know that the rivers of India carry volumes of water, but unevenly. During rainy season, lot of water is there in perennial rivers carrying throughout the year, while in the non-perennial rivers they have little water during the dry season. During the rainy season, much of the water is wasted in floods. पानी हम रोक नहीं पाते हैं, उसका अच्छे से वाटर सेट मैनेजमेंट नहीं कर पाते हैं और पानी बह के समुद्र में मिल जाता है. When there is flood in one part of the country, in another part people may are suffering from drought. कहीं सूखा होता है मानसून के समय, कहीं बाढ़ आया होता है. कारण क्या है कि जहां पे पेरेनियल रिवर्स हैं वो ह्यूज क्वांटिटी में हिमालय रीजन से रेनफॉल और स्नोफॉल दोनों को लेके आती हैं और फ्लड करती हैं. कंपैरेटिवली पेनिनसुलर रिवर जो रेनफॉल पे डिपेंड करती हैं उसमें बाढ़ नहीं आता, वहां ड्रॉट की कंडीशन बनी होती है. कैन यू सजेस्ट some of measures to mitigate the problem? Of course, we can link the North Indian and South Indian rivers, but the difficulty is this, that northern plain is a lowland as compared to the peninsula. It is a highland, so it is very difficult to carry water from northern plain towards peninsular region. It will take, again, their scientific methods are there through which we can lift the water from one place through canal we can send, but it is costly and there are political problems also. Can these problems be solved or minimized by transferring the surplus water, as I have said you, from one basin to other water deficit basin? Do you have some scheme? Yes, I have told about that. Once Atal Bihari Vajpayee government has thought to link the North Indian rivers where it is flood conditions always there in the rainy seasons like the Brahmaputra, Ganga, Kosi. Excess water should be transferred towards the deficit area where the drought is occurring like in Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc. But it is very difficult task as well as there are political problems too. Have you read in newspapers about the linking of river? We are talking about that. I have discussed that it is a very big task and difficult to complete in our country. Then how can the water be lifted? It is asked from plain area to plateau region. As plateau is high, plain area is low. If the surplus sufficient water in North Indian rivers which can be transferred on a regular basis, then organize, we have to think about the political scenario also. How do you rank the following problems in using the river water? Is given to your book, you have to see. First, no availability in sufficient quantity, river water pollution, load of silt uneven seasonal flow of water, river water dispute. आजकल एक ही जैसे कावेरी रिवर है, कावेरी रिवर के पानी के लिए कर्नाटका, केरला और तमिलनाडु में हमेशा डिस्प्यूट होता रहता है. Shrinking of channels due to extension of settlement. लोग नदी के किनारे तक घर बनाते जा रहे हैं और उसका चैनल छोटा होते जा रहा है. The last topic is, why are the rivers polluted? We people, on one hand, believe that rivers are holy, we need to worship them. On the other hand, we are the people, we are throwing the garbages, we are draining out our sewage, we are draining out our industrial wastewater into the river and making it polluted. Where do the industrial effluents and waste get disposed of? Simply in the rivers. Most of the cremation ground are on the banks of the rivers. शमशान भूमि भी रिवर के किनारे है, ये भी कारण है पॉल्यूशन का. On the occasion of some festivals, the flowers and statues are immersed in the rivers, like at the time of Dasara, Durga pandals are coming in existence. For 3-4 days there is good festivities going on, and after that जो मूर्तियां होती हैं उसका विसर्जन कहाँ करते हैं? नदियों में. आजकल गंगा जी के किनारे कुंड बना दिया गया है, उसमें करना है, डायरेक्ट गंगा जी में नहीं फेंकना है. बहुत लोग नदियों में नहाते हैं, कपड़ा धोते हैं, तो इससे भी पानी पॉल्यूट होता है. जैसे कुंभ का मेला लगता है तो करोड़ों लोग वहां जाते हैं, नहाते हैं और वहीं रहते हैं और डेफिकेशन के लिए रिवर बैंक को ही यूज करते हैं. डेफिकेशन इट मींस टॉयलेट के लिए. तो एक तरफ से हर हर गंगे करते हैं और दूसरी तरफ से पॉल्यूशन भी फैला के चले जाते हैं. Have you read about Ganga Action Plan? Yes, the plan was initiated in the 1980s, but it was failed to achieve the target to clean river Ganga. It is a campaign for cleaning the Yamuna at Delhi. Another campaign is there. Now there is a national river steering committee looking after all the needs of cleaning Ganga, Yamuna and other rivers of our country, because most of the rivers are polluted. Ganga is the maximum polluted river of our country. So Modi government, our union government, has started one new program to clean Ganga named as Namami Gange. It's all for this lesson. Do the exercises yourself. Each and every answer you will get from the text given to your book. Thank you. Have a nice day.